A very good afternoon to you. It is a few minutes to 1 o'clock right here in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Happy new month on this first Sunday of the month, the 3rd of December 2023. The year is surely and slowly coming to a close, but right here on TV47, after your weekly dose of Safer Sunday with my colleagues Maria Kay and DJ Hobbs, it's now time to inform you what's happening from across the country and beyond. We thank you so much for joining us. My name is George Maringa, here now at some of the top stories making headlines at this hour. Graduates from the national polytechnics have been urged to embrace the GOtv labs to create job opportunities for themselves.
And again be taught how to earn a living from from the GOtv labs.
Police in Migori have arrested 3 suspects with bang weighing 255 kgs in Nyangita area in Kuria West sub-county.
Pamoja nao tuliweza kunasa washukiwa 3 ambaye tunaamini wanatoka katika kaunti yetu jirani.
Plus, parents in Vihiga County urged to consider proper nutrition for their children to reduce obesity cases among children.
The only issue that we have in nutrition is obese among children under 5.
We are streaming on our terrestrial platforms as well as on our website and the YouTube channel, similarly on X, formerly Twitter. We thank you for joining us. I'm at George Maringa _ on the social media platforms. Use the hashtag news now. Let's begin now, shall we? And Principal Secretary for the State Department for Culture, the Arts and Heritage officially opened a 7-day Kenya Music and Cultural Festival being held at the Water Technical Training Institute in Makueni County. Now, PS Umi Bashir acknowledged that Kenya has a diverse culture, calling upon the youth to take up the lead role in not only promoting but also preserving the ways and life of different communities. Bashir's clarion call was echoed by the Makueni Governor Mutula Kilonzo Jr.
That's the only one I know. Governor MK Jr., my senior in the legal field, and my host today in the great county of Makueni, the CEC culture engineer, the director culture, my very own and our very own Dr. Lagat, the chair of the National Executive Committee, Professor Emily Achieng, the executive secretary, Mr. Julius Manzi, the local organizing team that have been introduced before us earlier, the principal of Wote Technical Training Institute, Joshua Munyoki, our adjudicators who are doing a splendid job, committee members, our partners, we cannot forget them, Indomie, Farmer's Choice, NCIC, Kenya Film, and the rest. We have Residence Technologies and Longhorn, the TV47 and the like. I want to acknowledge the presence of the MCA and a chair of a very important committee in the County Assembly of Makueni. Participants who are the key. If it was not for them, this would not be happening. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the participants and acknowledge their presence and their efforts of traveling, transversing this country from Vihiga, Kakamega, from Mombasa, and I'm happy that you're here. Festival, which is being held under the theme of our culture towards national cohesion, integration, and peace. These focus on the role of culture in waving in weaving a cohesive society, which not have come at a better time than this, when our country needs all of us to join together in creating solutions for the challenges that we are facing, for instance, the flood that the governor spoke about, and many other things. I am informed that the festival brings together communities from all corners of our republic, showcasing diverse cultural expressions, including our traditional music, dance, storytelling, and drama, as well as...
From Makueni, and stakeholders have called on the government to implement policies involving persons with disability so as to achieve the SDG goals. According to the stakeholders, despite the country having excellent policies and legislation involving persons with disability, most of them have not been able, rather have not implemented, contributing to inequity in many parts of the country. The stakeholders were speaking during the commemoration of International Day for Persons with Disability in Dagoretti constituency. The event is live. Let's cross over live and listen in.
She says, never allow anyone to view you as a lesser human being. Your strength, resilience, and determination is admired as you inspire all of us. She appeals to the Kenyans of good standing that every once in a while go out of your way to assist a person living with disability, for they are a part of our community and they too contribute to the well-being of our society. Let us continue to journey towards a more inclusive and equitable society together. Asanteni na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you very much. Madhayo umesikia mambo ya resilient, sio resilient, resilient. And now I'm going to invite one of our major partners, NCBA, to give their statement. Tuwapigie makofi watu wa NCBA.
Daktari, asante. Thank you for having us here. My name is Nelly Wainaina. I'm the Group Director, Marketing, Communication and Citizenship at NCBA. Najua NCBA inajulikana for many things, but to be honest, the reason we are here today is because we're a bank for everybody. We're a bank that also cares for communities. And so the invitation today is a real showcase of what we've been doing with our partners today. So asante sana daktari, na nimetumwa. Sijabeba Biblia kama the pastor before, nimebeba iPad, nimetumwa na our CEO, Mr. John Gashora. He could not be here today. He really wanted to be here to celebrate a day for special people. This is how we see the community here. And it's amazing that this is being held Dagoretti. Todo ko nemosie. Dathomeire na haho guo Gikuyu. Thukuru iria ina haho guo iguru dikome kana no juge group of schools na haho guo. Alliance no na gwito no goko goreire goko rothe mitu kuoguo goko ni mucie na dina rata Dr. Kamau.
Absolutely. That is the event on the International Day of Persons Living with Disability. The event is happening right here in Nairobi, and we shall be getting the report, full report in our subsequent bulletins. And now, away from that to Migori County, and 3 people were arrested on Saturday evening with bang weighing 255 kgs with a street value of 2 million Kenya shillings at the Nyangita area in Kuria West Sub-County. Migori County Police Commander Francis Nguli said the police, who were acting on a tip-off from members of the public, arrested the 3 suspects out of the 5 suspects who were firing bang using motorcycles. Nguli noted that the police are still pursuing the 2 other suspects who managed to escape the police trap. The bang is kept at Migori Police Station waiting to be presented in court on Monday as exhibits alongside the 3 suspects who were arrested.
Ambayo iliweza kukamatwa siku ya jana na maafisa wetu ambao walikuwa wamepewa habari na wananchi, ndipo wakaenda wakapata hii magunia 3 ambayo iko nyuma yetu, ambayo inabeba uzani wa kilo 255, ambazo bei ya mtaa inaweza toka karibu milioni 2. Tulipo nasa ilikuwa inasafirishwa kupitia kwa pikipiki, na pamoja nao tuliweza kunasa washukiwa 3 ambaye tunaamini wanatoka katika kaunti yetu jirani, na ni wale ambao wamekuwa wakihusika na hii jambo mihadarati kwa muda, na wanajulikana kwamba wanatoa nchi jirani na wanaingia nchi yetu, mahali ambapo bado tunachunguza, wanaenda wanadistribute, wanapeleka sehemu mbalimbali ya nchi yetu, kwa 5 kwa jumla.
Now, as Kenya celebrates 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, Bungoma County Government has partnered with humanitarian and community-based organizations in creating awareness on increased teenage pregnancies in the region through art. According to the Kenya Demographic and Health Survey of 2022, Bungoma has recorded 19% cases of teenage pregnancy, being number 37 in the country. Beryl Mora, Community Engagement Consultant at IPAS Africa Alliance, says that the main purpose of the move is to bring together adolescents to be able to tell the forms of GBV that they have experienced, witnessed, and how they think they can tackle them.
And for this reason, we partnered with one of our community-based organizations, which is Stage Media, to be able to bring young people, and especially adolescents, to be able to tell us what are some of the forms of sexual and gender-based violence that they have experienced and that they have witnessed. And how they think we can be able to prevent this, because they are either affected or infected.
Today we've used art because majorly we were targeting young people, the youths, and the youths felt like for art it can be well understood, and most of the young people can show the forms of violence that happen within the community and how they can prevent more issues of violence from occurring.
Tunataka issues za gender-based violence kama Bungoma County ziwe story ya kitambo ama story yenye haiwezi sikizwa tena, kwa maana wakati boma zetu zitakuwa na amani tutafanikiwa kwa vitu vingi sana, na wakati tutakuwa na changamoto kwenye boma hizo kwa sababu ya mambo ya masuala ya vita katika boma hizo, mambo ya masuala ya unajisi kwa watoto wetu, tutakosa amani kama Bungoma County.
I want to call on all the religious leaders, wherever they are, let us stand up and let us see that the vices that are happening in our communities, like the gender-based violence, let us stand up against them. Tuna kazi ya kufanya kama watumishi wa Mungu, tusiachie the other actors.
To Baringo, where insecurity victims in Mukutani Ward, Baringo South, have called upon the government to offer sustainable programs in border areas to address the challenge of insecurity. Now speaking during a peace meeting organized by the Inter-Religious Council of Kenya in Sirata, Mukutani Ward, the locals appealed to the government to start irrigation projects in all border points which have been having challenges of insecurity, as well as build nomadic schools in the border points to promote cohesion among learners. Area church leaders and county assembly leaders led by Paul Lol Gisoi said they have suffered a lot due to banditry. Lol Gisoi called on the government to come up with alternative sources of livelihood.
Kwa Mkutani Ward tuko na challenges ya insecurity ambayo imeaffect livelihood ya watu ya Mkutani. Ile short term measures ambayo tunataka kufanya sasa, moja yao ni kubadilisha menendo au kubadilisha yale mapato yetu, mahali ambayo tunapata mapato kama ukulima. Tungetaka sana tufanye ukulima badala ya kufuga mifugo, na kubadilisha pia mifugo yetu, ku upgrade ile ng'ombe ambayo tunafuga saizi, tunataka tubadilishe, na tubadilishe pia the way of life within our people within this region. Namba 2 ni resettlement. Tunaomba serikali pia ihakikishe kwamba wale watu ambao, wale majangili ambao wako msituni waondolewe na warudishwe na wafurishwe waende makwao.
Nataka zile bunduki ziko kwa mkono ya raia, zile bunduki ya haramu izitolewe kwa kila community. Mambo ya irrigation schemes, mambo ya ukulima wa mimea huko tufunguliwe irrigation schemes, expansion of irrigation schemes that are existing, expansion of canals, water canals.
To the coast, residents of Maganda area, Miritini in Mombasa County have called on the government to intervene after different investors came out to claim ownership of the land which has been in custody of the community. The investors, who are not known to the community, are now claiming to be the real owners of the land. On the other hand, locals are seeking for compensation from the government. The land will be used to construct a railway line connecting standard gauge railway in Jomvu and Mombasa town. Further, the residents are calling on President Ruto to give them priority in the construction of Miroroni Affordable Houses project, as the land is also in their custody.
Mimi changu ninachoomba, Mheshimiwa Rais alisema hakuna mtu atakayedhulumiwa. Alisema mambo yake ni matatu. Ikiwa kuna dhuluma ya mambo na maploti, twaomba Rais ayaingilie kwa kino.
Na kama mimi hivi sasa, mimi ni mama mjane, sina pahali pa kwenda, nikivunjiwa kama sasa naondoka kwa mradi wa reli, pesa yenyewe niliyopewa nafikiria nitakwenda kufanyia nini, haitoshi kununua ploti.
Reli ya kutoka SGR kuelekea mjini, kuna korido ambayo ina pisipisi nyingi za ardhi. So kuna wenyewe wamejitokeza ambao kwamba wao wanadai watapata hiyo haki, ambao na sisi ambao tumetazile allotment papers ambao ni wakazi wa hapa Miritini tunakosa hiyo haki yetu. Tunaambiwa tutalipwa development, lakini land hatutalipwa.
Kimeturamba. Sababu mabwenyenye sijui ametokea wapi. Hii ilikuwa ni scheme ambayo serikali iliganyia wananchi, na popote penye scheme serikali inafuatilizia. Kama kuna bwenyenye, serikali anamaliza na bwenyenye kabisa, anaganyia wananchi scheme. Leo hii tunaambiwa kwamba tutalipwa maendeleo, atulipwe shamba. Wakati ukilipwa maendeleo, umelipwa nyumba, hujalipwa ardhi. Hivyo sasa ardhi ziko ghali sana. Watarajia si tuende wapi?
1:15 the hour. Time now to take a short commercial break right here on News Now. When we come back, we shall inform you with more news-making headlines right here on TV47. We are back in a few minutes. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching News Now right here on TV47. Despite recording tremendous improvement in the rate of hospital deliveries among pregnant women, as well as impressive numbers on children under the age of 2 years who get fully vaccinated, obesity among children remains a challenge in Vihiga County, with 4% of children under the age of 5 years being identified to be overweight, this being slightly above the national rate, which is at 3%. Speaking during the unveiling of data drawn from the Kenya Demographics Health and Survey Report of 2022, focusing on Vihiga County, the Area Statistics Officer Jerry Odenya has termed the rate of obesity among children as worrying, indicating the need for the health department to work with the locals in order to promote proper nutrition among children. The event brought together representatives of community members who were educated on the importance of data in health management.
Most indicators are doing well than the national average, and apart from a few, sampling the issue of nutrition. So I'd say in terms of underweight, malnourished, we are doing well. The only issue that we have in nutrition is obese among children under 5, which is higher than the national average, and something should be done about that.
Hii utafiti huwa inafanywa baada ya kila miaka 5 na hii ilikuwa ya 6. Tumepata kwamba kaunti hii imekuwa inafanya vyema kulingana na ukikompea na hizo takwimu za kitaifa. Sana sana katika upande wa health ya watoto, mambo ya delivery, ingekuwa kitahidi zaidi wapita hata ile ya kitaifa na pia wafike katika ile SDG standards. Yeah. Ndio. Na pia waongeze hata kama ni vituo za afya, na pia kuwe na hii community mobilization ili wamama na jamii ijue mambo ya kiafya vizuri.
Hapo awali tumekuwa tukipatiana takwimu kwa vitabu, na hivi vitabu watu wengi najua siku hizi hawapendi sana, hasa ukiangalia vijana siku hizi hawapendi sana kuangalia mambo ya vitabu, lakini ukiwapatia kana tovuti wengi wanafuatilia. Kwa hivyo tumeleta tovuti kadhaa ambazo tumewafundisha jinsi wanaweza kupata hizi takwimu. Tovuti kwanza ya muhimu sana ni ile yetu ya idara ya KNBS, idara ya takwimu, ambayo tumewaambia kwamba wanaweza pata data ya aina tofauti pale. Alafu ya pili tumewaonyesha pia takwimu ya kimataifa ambayo inaweza kuwaonyesha jinsi wanavyoendelea wakijilinganisha na mataifa mengine katika sekta mbalimbali.
Now, the French government has fitted Chris Mboro, the founder of Metahato French Village in the heart of Githunguri, with a French Chevalier Medal for his exceptional work of promoting the French language in Kenya. Metahato Village has now become a tourist attraction site, particularly when French speakers come to enjoy the local culture displayed in French, all courtesy of efforts by Chris Mboro, who gave back to his community. In a colorful ceremony conducted at Metahato French Village, the French ambassador to Kenya, Arnaud Siker, pinned a medal on Chris Mboro, making him an official French. He was showered with praise for promoting the French culture and language.
I think this is why I think also this award is so meaningful, because beside the French language, I think what Chris Mboro has been doing here is to give back to his community. He comes from humble beginnings, and he grew professionally to be, the UN representative in Congo-Brazzaville, which is one of the most senior diplomatic jobs. But he said, I need to do something and give back to my community. And his way of giving back was to give those people of Metahato a chance to learn French and eventually find jobs in the French-speaking world. So I think it needs to be commended for that. This award is a very traditional one, and it's really given to a very few people for their outstanding action or merit. And it's been given by the government of France by the means of the Minister of Education. And we give a very, very few of these awards worldwide. So I think it's to distinguish the story of Chris, but also his work, and as you said, his work towards his community here in Kiambu County in Mitaani. We have about 40,000 Kenyans that are learning French. We have more than 500 teachers all across the country. And, you know, in a lot of universities, I was in Maseno University near Kisumu, you know, there's a department of French language. I go to Mombasa, I see the drive and the want for young people to learn foreign language, including French. So I think it's doing well. And I think also Kenya is...
Félicitations, Monsieur Bremboro, for his wonderful dedication to the language of French. The Principal Secretary, State Department for Technical Vocational Education and Training, Esther Thara, has urged the graduates in the National Polytechnics to embrace the advantage of Jitume Labs. In October, the highest earning record by a single individual through the Jitume program was 76,600 Kenya shillings. Speaking during the 19th graduation ceremony at Kiambu National Polytechnic, formerly KIST, the PS called upon the TVET trainees and youth in the neighboring communities where the Jitume Labs are to participate in the training as a source of employment. She further said that the ministry is proud to see the institution is leading in dual training, and she keeps on encouraging them that after graduation they should go straight to employment.
Then the Jitume Labs. We are not only having the Jitume Labs in the National Polytechnics, but as much as possible, we are going to have the Jitume Labs in all our institutions, as much as is going to be possible. With the Jitume Labs, the people around in this institution or around the institution can come into this institution and again be taught how to earn a living from from the Jitume Labs. Because after you have learned and you have been able to earn, you can now go and use your own gadget to be able to access the jobs. Okay, so the Jitume Labs are not only training our own students, but anybody within the community who wants to come in and be absorbed and train on that area and be able to access employability across the world. Again, I want to encourage the youth that this is a space they should take very seriously, because we have seen it work, and I've already announced that some are able to earn even over 70,000 shillings per week